everybody. Welcome into the stream. I know it's been about a month since we've been back, but we've just had some stuff going on, and it just led to a little bit of delays. But we're back now. Everything's running up and going well. So we have a slightly different look to the stream tonight. So this is how we're gonna have it. So you guys will be able to see everybody's roles from now on, as we are going to be using the D&D Beyond roller, which should be interesting. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but it's a nice tracker. And it also make it so everybody can see what everybody's rolling, including me. So you can make sure I'm not doing anything funky. So anyway, Adrian here is going to be our usual recapper of the previous session, so you guys can kind of have a reminder of what exactly happened last time and where we are now before we get into the
Oh.
actual story itself.
Boy. So let me just start out the recap with saying that thingy that we fought, yes, it was a baby kraken. It was so cute. Like that is literally the first thing in my notes. It was real cute. Probably not in world, but like the picture was adorable. So we fight it. It's really angry with us, pretty understandably, and it flings Adrin past Coco up into the air, back down to the deck. Murray summons a bunch of things for it to possibly eat, but then it swallows Coco and just dips. So Murray dives in to try to find Coco, and Garvin tries a clever use of his electric discharge to, unfortunately, very little effect. Uh, when the creature reaches to smack Sahiri, she winds up damaging it, and then Adrin just boop dimension doors inside the thing, because that's a good idea. Forcing it to regurgitate us. Turns out it was a good idea. And after a bit more of epic battling, we defeat the beast. Turns out, as I said, it was a baby kraken. We call mom on the way past Candlekeep. It went. And then we learned some things about right hand rule. The tabaxi merchant was the one who sold Coco's egg, which he found on Wakanga's ship. Is that an A or a U at the end?
It's Wakanga, Utamu.
Okay. My handwriting's bad, so occasionally I'm like, I don't know what this says. So obviously we eat Kraken for dinner, breakfast, lunch, basically every meal until we get there. It kind of sucks. The trip continues rather uneventfully. Garvin and Sahiri talk about religion and life and destiny and fate. Adrin writes a bunch. Murray develops a friendship with the ship's cat, and Coco tells us about herself a bit, which is most of where we got the information about the right hand rule and such. When we arrive, we give the Kraken's heart to the dragon turtle as an offering and make our way into the bay. We are greeted by the harbor master, which feels a little weird, but okay. And he points us to the Grand Souk. That's where my notes end.
Okay. So you guys have made it into Chult. You are in Port Nyanzaru. You have been welcomed to the town, and you have been expected by Wakanga Itamu, your contact here within the port. Um, the the area is just covered in. I mean, there's just color everywhere. There's all the streamers across the buildings. There's ropes hanging around that you see people crossing, like little rope bridges, along some of the higher areas of the town. There are people just wearing all sorts of colors. It is very warm, so you see everybody's really wearing uh, light, very light outfits for the most part. Um, as you um, as you progress into the actual sea itself, towards where you were, the direction of this grand sook, you see this giant. It almost looks like a giant tent. Um, and that is pretty much what you've been told is the grand sook. It's a giant merchant's den, basically. Almost like a mall, as it were.
It's like the Grand Market kind
Yeah,
of
it's the
situation.
so it spreads out in kind of a upside down Y, or no, actually it would be sorry, the map that I have is north is facing this way, so it makes things a little difficult. So it's actually a Y facing into the harbor. So as you got to come out of the harbor, you're coming out from the east and going around um, to the southwest, and there's this gigantic, uh, really just giant tent. It's got three different areas that go in and out. Um, it's the flatter part has these bright red streamers, and there's a giant circular tent on top that kind of sets is the like central point. And it's in blue and white streams across the top as well. It's busy. There are people, there are vendors of all sorts selling exotic fruits and drinks and foods and silks and all sorts of outfits and different types of gear that you probably haven't seen to try and survive through um, the jungles. You see um, all sorts of adventuring gear. You see general use functional gear. It just it's almost like they took the trade district of Waterdeep and threw it into this tent of just people just selling stuff left and right. Um, it is very crowded. There are all sorts of people doing all sorts of different things. Um, you were also told that just to the west of the Grand Sook is the merchant's prince's villas, where you were supposed to be meeting Wakanga.
Does anyone need to stop? I, for the first time ever, don't need to stop and shop here.
I'm sweating my balls off. I need clothes. I need lighter clothes. It's so hot.
Okay, well then we're gonna go to the nearest, like silk merchant, I guess.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
And I'm just gonna say hello. Obviously, we are not from around here. We need some clothing, and I point to Murray, and some of it needs to fit him.
Soaked, like in sweat.
You see a dark skinned human male sitting behind the counter. He's like, I've never seen a friend such as yours. Where do you hail from?
Well, here are his measurements. Very far north.
Uh,
And I just hand a sheet of paper with all of our measurements because I would have that.
I'm gonna control water and freeze the sweat on Murray.
Oh.
Murray, you get this sense of absolute relief as the temperature just drops quickly.
Oh.
However, it doesn't last as long as you'd hope, as the heat just melts.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
But for that time period, and for a little bit, because there's with the way the design is built of the sook, there is air that does move through, and you kind of get a little bit of chill as this kind of wind tunnel kind of cools you down.
My breastplate. I'm just like, oh my god. This thing's a freaking heat sink.
So can we come and pick them up in a few hours?
Sure.
Cool.
Think
After
I'll have
Morningstar, we'll be back.
is this going to be made for each of you, or just for the tall, smelly one?
One for me, one for him, one for him. Coco, yes?
Coco's actually looking like she's just realizing that she's been cold her entire life. And it's like, oh wow.
No? Cool.
Oh, look at me. I'm insulated against the heat.
Tahiri?
Hi, I'm a tropical bird.
Yeah? Okay. So, 4 then, including Murray.
All right. Sure.
Cool.
I'll have a price for you once you return.
Sounds good. We have to go talk to someone.
Okay. So you guys slowly head out of the Grand Sook, and again, it's filled with people moving through. And as you kind of walk by, you see all sorts of really weird things as you're kind of heading towards the Prince's Village. You see skulls of creatures you've not seen in giant claws. You see tiger pelts. You see ivory carved into different things. You see all sorts of different what's the word I'm looking for? Not trinkets. They're
Fetishes?
Baubles?
fetishes. There we go. Thank you. Fetishes. Of you see some that look like stacked frogs. You see other ones that look like They look like small goblins, with masks over their faces. You see things with colored feathers. You see monkeys for sales. People are selling pet monkeys. You see meat being sold in large slabs.
Alright.
That bigger than any type of cow
that?
you've ever seen.
And I
Which
just-
way?
I don't know. I just start running off with Murray, wherever he heads.
Wha-
Like I'm trying to I'm trying to keep my cool, but as soon as I see monkeys for sale, I just kind of like go over like, oh man, I miss my monkey.
Oh right.
Yeah, at least this one will fall apart maybe.
Jimmy, the undead monkey.
Yeah, it was Jimmy the undead monkey.
I forgot about Jimmy.
I miss Jimmy,
I'm not allowed to forget about my own name.
dude. I'm going over to the monkey merchant, man. Sir, hi, how are you? Is one of them like a capuchin, basically?
Yeah.
How much for that guy? Guy, right there. Oh, he's so cute.
For you look like a noble sort. I'll give you the low price of 125 gold.
Whoa,
125 gold.
whoa,
I'm also not a
sir.
sucker.
I mean, he's not cursed, is he?
Yeah,
Cursed?
the
He's
monkey
not
I
gonna come
had
back
was
to life,
cursed.
is he?
He just got this quizzical look. He's like, come back to. He's a monkey.
Yeah, I had a monkey. He was undead. He had to go, obviously, because undead.
And he kind of pulls the
problem.
monkey back. I don't want you doing anything to my monkeys.
No. I didn't make him undead. We killed a hag and we took it off of the hag. Like it was a nice monkey. Like he wasn't evil technically. He just kind of started smelling bad. So no, I love monkeys. They're cool. Okay. I'll be back later. I want you to rethink your price. Right? We'll meet somewhere, at an acceptable place. I'm sweating my balls off and we got shit to do. I like you. You're nice. I like your pants. Are they hot? What's it like not having fur?
You ask your friends; they don't have fur either.
He has.
Garvin slips the guy 125 gold. While Murray's not paying attention.
He kind of slips the monkey onto your shoulder, and he starts picking at your hair.
Wait, what are you gonna name him? What are you gonna name him? What are you gonna name him?
Maybe you should let him name himself.
And Garvin just kind of picks the monkey up and passes him off to Murray's shoulder.
Okay, don't crush it, Lenny.
Murray, if he wants to stay with you, he
That's
stays
nice
with
and
you.
man.
But he's not a pet. And he
No,
looks
oh
to
no.
Coco and he looks to Murray, just like staring daggers for a moment.
Okay.
The monkey's just
Tell
sitting
me what
there.
his name is.
He's sitting there picking at your through your hair at the moment since you're just full of fuzz.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, everybody needs a monkey. And
Yeah,
then
but not
I
for
bear
125 gold.
I bear hug Garvin. Oh my god, thank you. Oh, thank you.
You're gonna make me pop.
You are. He's
Oh,
turning red.
Sorry. Okay.
Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're great.
All right.
Ooh, what's this?
Okay.
I'm just like staring at one of the skulls on a stick. Like,
So
Garvin
you
could be doing
guys,
the same thing unless you guys pull him back. So I mean, let's be honest.
you guys also see there's street performers. There are tabaxi minstrels playing music. There's see a small cat band basically. Playing music in one corner. This is a spectacle. This again would be like a entire celebration in Waterdeep, as if you guys were having one of the holiday parades or galas going on. There's just people everywhere.
Small cat band.
Adrian, what's your passive perception?
19.
Okay.
18,
As
excuse me.
as you're kind of wandering around looking through, you see a kid bump into Sahiri.
I'm just gonna reach and grab his wrist.
Give me an athletics check on that one.
Oh no.
You can do it.
Okay, an 18 for a 17. Because -1.
Nice.
Yeah. Really?
Okay. So, you this kid tries you go to grab him and you manage to get his hand. He tries to wrench his hand away, but it doesn't quite. You got a pretty good grip on his. Hey, let go of me.
What's your name?
That's for me to know and you not to find out.
Do you want money?
Has he actually lifted Sahiri's purse?
He tried to. Adrian stopped him before he got there, but he was reaching.
Do you want money? You hungry?
I mean that's why we take stuff. Duh.
Okay.
I'm gonna
What's
tower
your name
over
then?
him from behind.
It's Pip. Okay.
Okay, Pip. If you'll agree to keep everyone from stealing from us, I'll make sure you get the best meal all year. Deal? And I'll roll persuasion if you want.
Sure. I mean, are you being truthful? Or are you doing? Is this a you're trying to
Well,
deceive him?
I'm not lying to him. I'm gonna make sure he gets fed where we're going.
Okay.
14.
All right.
Deal? You keep everyone's sticky fingers out of our stuff, and I'll make sure you eat
Just-
like a king today.
Just don't turn me into the guards. I don't want to be kicked out of the city.
Turn you into the guards? Why would I? You're my dear nephew, Pip. Come on,
Yeah, we're not monsters.
Uncle Adrian. Just
Hey,
And he just looks up at you like, speak for yourself.
that's fair.
So as we're walking, continuing to walk now with Urchin in tow, I'm gonna ask him a couple questions. So,
Sure.
Pip, you said we. Are there a number of you?
No, it's a slip of the tongue. It was just me.
Coco looks at Adrian and rolls her eyes really hard.
Insight check.
Coco, you think I don't know the answer? I'm trying to let him talk. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
clearly lying.
you're pretty sure that there was an inflection in his voice that seemed not so genuine.
Hey, Pip, if you're gonna try to lie to people who are good at things like, lying, maybe get good at it. Try again.
Fine. There's a whole bunch of us. I mean, if you look around, give me a perception check.
Okay. Hold on. No, you know what? I am distracted temporarily. I'm like looking for where we're supposed to go.
Okay. You don't see him, but he's like, there's a bunch of us in here. We
Can Coco make an attempt?
to look, since I mean he's talking
I
out
mean,
loud. So if
she
you wanted
used
to look,
be
yeah,
She used to be a street urchin.
yeah.
Yeah.
course.
Yeah. You catch the kind of group that he's kind of probably working with. And even though you see a number of guards, you pretty sure they probably outnumber the guards. As you kind of see kids unattended, kind of skulking around Coco, you kind of spot 3 or 4 up ahead of you. There's probably 2 off to the left as you're that are heading down the other towards the south of the Grand Sook. You can't get an exact number with your roll, but you do see a few of them for sure. And you see them kind of a couple of them kind of casually bump into people. But none of them have spotted you all with Pip yet.
Now, Pip, who's your boss?
Nobody. We just survive on our own.
Pip,
Darvin
the guy.
hands him a platinum.
Yeah.
1 platinum coin.
And his eyes just go to the size of platinum pieces himself. He's an absolute.
Now, Pip, remember, you have to give a substantial amount of that platinum to your boss, unless you tell us who he is. I don't take kindly to people taking advantage of disadvantaged children. Let's put it that way.
It's not that simple. He took us in, but
Is he nice?
he gives us a bed to sleep in, and we get under cover, and it's
But
not
is he
in
nice
this.
to you?
Well, he doesn't beat us, but we don't necessarily get fed if we don't bring our share.
Hmm.
I mean, to be fair, I mean, I feel like that's an equivalent trade, right? You got to earn your keep. There's got to be some kind of balance. But you know what? A smart kid like you and a whole bunch of other really smart kids that can survive as long as you have in the wilds doing nothing but steal. I mean, you guys could form your own union, possibly a guild, and then next thing you know, you don't need them anymore, and then you don't have to cut a share with anyone. Anyway, just organizational stuff.
I'm gonna.
There's more you than him. You guys should be running things.
He's got his own hands in other things, and no,
What kinds of other things, Pip? We're adventurers. You have no idea what we can accomplish.
I mean, we're fucking off into the jungle soon, so who are we gonna tell?
his name is
Garvin
Halkin
looks
Three
around.
Fingers.
Okay.
Halkin Three Fingers.
Does he actually have 3 fingers?
Well, you don't get that name for having all of your fingers, do you?
I take it that the corporate punishment for being caught stealing is the removal of a finger. No.
No, I think it's more of disease. The jungles are not great out here. They're all sorts of not good things.
Gross. Well,
Hey, Sahiri, what do you think of maybe making some medical services available to some of these kids? I wouldn't mind putting a hand in that, seeing if we can help people.
I turn slightly towards.
Ken, would imagine there have to be some type of temples here.
Garvin's gonna start walking around all the kids he sees that he's noticing paying attention to Pip. And he's handing each and every single one of them a single platinum. How many kids are there?
The ones that are
Now
paying
probably
attention,
100.
you've got 6 of them.
I'm gonna
sure
turn
it's
a
gonna
little to
attract more.
Murray. Go ahead.
No, that was it.
Okay. I'm going to turn a little to Murray as he's talking to Sahiri about this and say, why don't we see what kind of, and, slightly flash, like just casually thumb the spot where my Harper badge is. Why don't we make a few other things available to the younglings?
I mean, there's got to be connects down here. I mean, there's got to be.
And if there aren't yet, there are about to be.
Yeah, I like the way you're thinking. Yeah.
Garvin's already thinking the same thing. What do you think? He's handing out a single platinum to each one, and your brother's like, "Yeah, you guys are on the same page." Like, they're being. You know what? Well, let's get these somewhere else.
This is a subconscious. We already know what the other one wants to do.
Hey, Pip. Any of your group sick particularly?
No, because I mean, we don't get sent out in the jungle, and we just sit in the city
Okay.
for the most part. But we eat and we get sleep, but we have just a hard day working all day long. It's
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh no, I get that. Okay.
I mean, and you look down, and he's kind of dressed in very plain. Everybody else has got colors and things like that. He's very plain, beige, light shirt and shorts on, kind of running around. He's barefoot.
So ironically, the urchins stand out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
but they're small, and and you see they're able to really slip into the crowds because there's just so many people. And as you guys proceed on, the kids that you've gotten have kind of slowly followed along, not in a direct like grouping, but have kind of trailed along you guys.
So before we go into the actual prince's manor, I'm going to turn around to all of them. Now, children, Pip will bring you some leftovers after the events of the next, I assume, hour or so. Go and tell your boss that Adrian Morningstar will be making a visit and would like to discuss a business opportunity with him, and he should be very careful about how he accepts this.
And they all kind of look at you, kind of with their that thinking look on their face, and almost reciting word for word in a whisper what you said, and then they kind of go right, and then they all just take off into the crowd.
Cool. Are we about to start a child rebellion? You know what? Thoughts for later. Let's go meet this guy, I guess.
I mean, I thought we were just gonna bring him inside, but
Oh, Pip? We're not going to bring all of them inside,
I
Gavin.
mean, all of them.
I can't. Pip can bring home leftovers. Pip, you'll bring home some leftovers for your friends, right?
It depends on how much food there is. I can't eat that much. But and who's to say they're not going to go out? I mean, you just give us a week's worth of loot. I don't get
he
that
paid
much
you
money.
too. Okay. I didn't
I mean-
realize. Well,
So-
okay.
They might go out and just buy food on the road. I don't know. Although they could get caught. All right, it'll be fine.
I'll take care of it. You'll bring home leftovers for your friends. Everything will be fine. You'll take us back to where you stay, and we'll have a chat with your boss. In the meantime, just be good. Cool. Don't steal from anybody. These are very important people. Could be dangerous. I'm sure you know better than I do. His name is Wakanga. Does that ring a bell?
Wakanga Atamu? Yeah.
Correct.
He's one of the merchant princes. Yes, yeah.
Correct. That's who we're going to see.
Mm.
Is the context fully in? Hold on. What was that reaction then?
The merchant princes. They basically run the city. I mean, they run the markets.
Right.
They run make decisions in the city. I mean, they're
The
He's a
bosses.
friend of ours. If
Yeah.
that paints a big picture for you.
So best behavior.
I mean, you guys are going to be aging out of your profession pretty quick, right? Eventually, everybody's going to notice you. So, if you make friends in the right circles, you get some legitimate employment with people with power, make an impression. You know,
We can
get
have
set up for the future. You know.
we can have the full extent of these conversations with you later, Pip, because I assume
yeah.
this is quite overwhelming for you right now. But yeah, thanks for making sure no one stole from us, even though you tried.
yeah, it wasn't very good. I slipped. My bad.
Oh no, I'm just good this time.
All right.
Cool.
So you guys head out of the Grand Sook, and you get into this large estate area. You see a number of different villas. All of them are very lavish. They're very airy and opulent. So you can see there's large windows. And inside, looking through some of the windows that are some of them are closed and you can't see in. Other ones are a little bit more open. As you kind of look in the house, you see they're very spacious. There's very open rooms. There's large open archways into a number of rooms, so it really keeps the flow of the rooms very, very airy. But you see some of them are very again, it's the opulence. There's all sorts of decorations and furniture, and they all seem to have their own kind of feel to them. You were told, I believe it was the Force House down was Wakanga's. and you see this large house. Some of the other ones have torches in front of the unlit because it's still daytime. This one has looks like they're magic light. It looks like they're continual flames. They're not normal torchlight. And they're actually lit.
Okay. We go that way.
So you head to his house, and you can hear this soft music kind of coming from his villa.
Okay. Anything weird going on around? I'm just gonna like look at Coco and see if she seems nervous.
Define weird.
Anything that strikes Adrin as weird. I understand that that is simultaneously a very small and very large list, but you know what I mean?
We passed weird at dinosaurs and
Everything's been weird.
Tabaxi.
Yeah, but like relative to here, does anything seem untoward? Does anything seem like it's just chill?
This looks like a house of somebody very well to do who has some sort of potential magical capabilities.
Cool. Well, I mean, we spent the last however long walking all the way here and convincing children not to steal our money and requisitioning clothing for when we get back. We might as well go inside.
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna
they
use my detect magic just to ping just casually while I'm just walking through because I'm curious.
all the fires coming of magic. What's continual flame? Conjuration. Evocation.
Yeah.
Evocation, because you're
Yeah.
evoking the spirit.
So you're definitely seeing evocation magic coming from all the flames. But as you see, the door is actually wide open on this house, leading into this large central indoor courtyard. There's a large basin in the middle with water. There's these two plants, and then there's a set of chairs, and then another not set of chairs, a couch on the left side, and to your right there's these three pillars that lead into this other side room, and inside this room you see this large carpet, and then four kind of pillows surrounding it. It's almost like another little waiting area, and then straight ahead at the end there's a double door.
There's no one in this courtyard like waiting for us, like a
Nope.
servant. Okay, so I'm gonna knock on the door then.
Okay, you knock on the door, and as you knock, a large man comes in. He's got a large sword on his back, and he looks down at you. Can I help you?
Greetings, I am Adrin Morningstar, here to see Wakanga Otamu.
We've been expecting you. Wait here.
So I've been told.
So the man closes the door. A few minutes later, another man comes down. He get you a picture real quick. Looks like this. He is wearing very light material but dark colored robes. He's very adorned with jewelry around his neck and in his beard. He is wearing a exactly the same type of like golden colored hat on his head. But he's got a very friendly looking face, and he welcomes you. And yes, I have been expecting you, Azernin, and your companions. What brings you here?
Well, that's a good question. If you'll give me but a moment to consult my handy dandy notebook, I don't have the best memory.
Do you have something to drink? Perhaps some water?
Oh yes, and this is my cousin Pip. Can we make sure that he gets fed?
Of course. And you hear a clap of his hands, and you see three servants come in with trays with sandwiches and meats and cheeses and all these different fruits that you've never seen before. Also, they bring you not water, they bring you something else. So they the servants bring you each this large glass, this clear glass, and it's got this amber colored liquid. It looks like it's a almost a honey flavor. Um, and he says, "Here, this will help cool you off."
Thank you.
Murray downs it in one.
So
Garvin starts to take a drink.
you drink it, and it's this it's basically almost like drinking fermented honey. It's got this very sweet flavor to it, but it's got a little bit of a kick. But as soon as you drink it, you just feel this almost cooling sensation go through your body. Huh.
Very
I s-
cool.
I see you like the Tej. Be warned though, it might go to your head a little quickly if you drink too much of it.
I'm from so far up north that there isn't even a map of it. This place is hot.
Also, we
Oh.
l- we live above a bar. We'll be fine. Thank you, though.
I mean,
Well-
I'm just happy with not being hot. Woo.
I imagine. So, Wakanga, we are headed out into the jungles, and we decided to come and stop and see an old friend. And I move the part of my collar that covers the Harper symbol, and then let it go.
I know of the members of who you belong to, but I assure you I am not one of them.
Oh, we were told that you were a contact for us.
Oh,
I am
oh, there is a chapter here. though.
merely
Okay.
merely a
Sorry.
friend and sympathizer.
Okay.
I'm
well,
curious. Who's Three Fingers?
yeah.
Some he's a low-level boss who just lives out in the Malar's throat.
Is he a problem?
No, he's harmless.
Okay.
Is he harmless to his employees? And I point at Pip.
You have to understand the dangers of this city. We cannot necessarily take care of all of the children ourselves. Many of the parents die of either some sort of disease from the jungle or from raids of creatures, or in some cases they die from the dinosaur races. But
This I understand, but is my young cousin's employer treating him well to your knowledge?
it's nothing I have heard.
Good to know. Anything else, Garvin?
I mean, honestly, I was just curious. Is there any empty properties around town? I set up an orphanage in Waterdeep, and I might be able to set something like that up here.
be
Not.
worth it,
I mean, if you've looked around the city, we are pretty jam packed. I might be able to work with the other princes to find something if you are able to
Even if it's
fund
empty
it
at the moment?
properly. Well, there is nothing empty. That's what I'm saying. We would
But
have to
with
repurpose
it.
something else.
Get with Adrian on the funding. I'm sure we can figure it out.
Yeah. We'll talk later. If we survive the next week.
That's like a nervous laugh from Murray, kind of like.
So,
yeah.
You plan
we
to
survive.
traverse through the jungle itself, or are you planning on sailing around? I've heard tales that you're heading to Samarak.
Mm-hmm. Any suggestions on how we might get there with the least degree of headache?
I don't-
Dehydration pun unintended, but
well,
noted.
The jungle is probably the most dangerous way of travel. Not just by distance, but by all the potential dangers to there. I had sent a ship out to sea at one point to search for it, but that was many years ago, and we never saw it with any of the crew again.
Well,
I kind of don't want to risk our ship.
oh, I don't either. It was expensive. Very, very sodding expensive.
Well, it's
Well, because it's heavy,
possible.
it's our way home.
Refined taste now.
We don't know if it was attacked by something, if it was weather. There are pirates out in the area over down in that direction. There's also another dragon turtle that has been rumored to have been down in that direction as well. So I don't know if they ran across that or something else entirely. I don't know.
Great. Can you give us any other information on this ship? The-
Uh, sure. It was,
was there anything important? Were they looking for something in particular? Did they have something? Is there a reason we should look out for it? Basically.
well, they found the ship. It was found off just out of Jahaka Bay. That was again.
You'd
This
know
is
this. You would know this.
Oh, I do
Coco
know
would
this.
definitely
That's
know
Co-
this.
that's
Yeah.
that's the ship Coco's egg was found
And Coco,
on.
how old's your character again?
In actual years or counting the trip to the Feywild?
In actual like
In act
from
in
from
act-
if you add the
Well,
3 years, if you add the 3 years
she-
from
if you add the 3 years, she'd be 17.
okay, so yeah, he would say it's it was it's been a long time, but that was about 17 years ago from now. I think that's
That
right.
math checks out.
It was called Ukta's Way, and it was an exploration vessel. It was meant to go to Samrak, find any magic items and things that I potentially could sell because the lands had returned all of a sudden not that long ago, and I hope to have capitalized on some items to um, sell as that's my specialty within the city. So they didn't go with anything on hand other than travel supplies, but as far as returning, they never made it back to the
Did,
to the port.
did they manage to get word to you before
I-
they?
I had heard nothing.
Okay.
We
And
sent ships
they
out
didn't-
once they hadn't turned up, and it turned out we had found them just off the side of right near a pirate bay actually, but I don't know if it was pirates or not. But there wasn't anything left on the ship.
And they hadn't left with, an egg, say. And at this point, I'm like very subtly giving Coco like the side glance of like, yeah, as I like gesture on like how big the egg would have been. I'm like, this big?
I was
Big
like, I
here?
don't know how big my egg was. I was in it.
Big egg.
It's like asking me how
Well,
big my cradle was. I don't friggin' know.
As I said, we found nothing on the ship at all
So-
once we found it.
Hmm.
So the Coco would have told you. Remember the Tabaxi merchant called Right Hand Rule? He's the one
Right
who
Hand Rule.
salvaged the ship.
Right.
So either, actually, can I insight check
Sure.
our new friend?
Absolutely.
And see if. Oh right, no, I can't use my shiny math rocks. Okay, hang on 2
Hmm.
seconds while I find the thing. Insight. Oh yeah, no, nah.
You can't
Hard
can't
to
tell
read.
anybody. Yeah, he's very very difficult to read on whether on pretty much anything.
So yeah, Coco's not sure if he's lying or if the merchant lied to him at the time that when they salvaged it they didn't find anything. One of them's lying. Hard to say who. And Coco kind of looks at Adrian and shrugs a little bit.
Okay. Can I try rolling insight on him?
Sure.
I don't disbelieve him, but if Coco seems a little confused. 17?
Coco will just write down the name Right Hand Rule on her board and show it to Adrian. Just a little prompt.
So he doesn't look like he knows anything. He
Okay.
literally, legitimately, he doesn't. It doesn't look like he's giving a tell of being deceitful.
Yeah. Now, is the name Right Hand Rule familiar to you? I assume, being in the higher ranks of the city, anyone.
Sure, he sells trinkets and supplies from scavenging the jungles.
And your ship.
What do you mean, my ship?
And
I
your
point at
ship.
Coco.
There was an egg found on your ship. that somehow made its way to Waterdeep by way of Right Hand Rule and hatched into our friend Coco here.
Well, that'd be the first that I've heard of him finding anything out there.
So, he came back and told you that he didn't find anything, eh?
He does not work for me, so I know of him, but he never told me anything of. I don't know why he would, but I have heard of him. He
No.
works in the Grand Souk. He does not work for me, though.
Well,
I think we should probably just go see Right Hand Rule, and maybe if we want to ask questions. I feel like we're just kind of, anyway.
or, and hear me out, would it have some more, let's say, leverage, perhaps, if Wakanga, if you invited him here and we
That
met him here?
that would be very unorthodox. As I said, he is not one of my employees, so perhaps you could talk to Xanthi. She kind of deals in the gems, jewelry, cloth, armor, random trinkets, and things like that. And he works for her. I will not dare step on her toes of her people.
Right.
I'm learning so much about your society. This is great.
So I understand that he is not under your employ, but would that not put him slightly more off balance to be summoned to the home of a boss that is not his?
Adrin, you're asking him to make an act of war.
No, I'm not asking him
Yes,
to do anything.
kind
I'm
of.
not gonna. I'm not gonna
I
attack
mean,
the man. I'm gonna ask
really?
him a question.
No, I'm not saying you attack politics.
Oh, you mean like if our friend here?
Obviously,
offense, Your Grace,
Xanthi used one
were
of
to
her underlings to take something from him 17 years ago, and he knows nothing about it. Now he's going to give us a recommendation to the person that caused the mess.
All right.
Listen,
And
if you
Garvin's,
want,
like,
I can.
looking his way like, is this right?
Yeah, if you would like, I can speak to Xanthi and she can request it. Perhaps we can have it over the meeting tomorrow. But in the meantime, it's almost dark. The Grand Sook's gonna be closing here shortly, anyways. Why don't you stay as my guest this evening?
Oh.
I will prepare a meal. You could stay the evening, and tomorrow is supposed to be dinosaur races, and perhaps you'd be able to enjoy the show of such things.
That'd be amazing.
Yes, we would very much like to see the dinosaur races. What time is that happening tomorrow? In the morning?
It's the morning. We usually start about 8 bells.
Perfect.
Oh, I
At least
think
that's the
it's
first
valid.
race.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right. Yes, we would love to. You are a very generous man, and we very much appreciate it. We've had quite a long journey. I have to.
Would you happen to maybe have a dinosaur in your employ?
He
I
wants to stare at it for about an hour.
I do not, unfortunately.
Oh,
If you're
Okay.
looking for
like a stable master, like a name
Yeah,
would be really handy.
you want Ifin Talroa. I will write that down for you. He
Actually,
is the
give Garvin this look.
he deals in beasts and beast training, and
I've got it, Murray. Beast and beast training. Got
Yes.
it.
Because I'm a bit of an anthropologist, I like to learn things about new things, but also
He can
I
turn
can
into
turn
some of
into
them.
animals, and it's just kind of neat if I could turn into something that is more suited to this terrain. Would really be handy. And educational, mostly educational.
Yes. Well, he
Yeah, I'd
has
love to.
he has numerous locations within the city where he sells different creatures. The best chance you're gonna have of finding one is in uh Tariki Anchorage. That's in the southeast corner of the city, just
I'd like to
outside of the
pick-
main gates.
Could you take us there if I asked really, really, really politely?
You're asking Pip that?
Yeah, Pip. I mean, he's got to know the city, right?
Sure. Everybody loves looking at the dinosaurs, so I think I can do that for you.
We'll,
I could turn into a dinosaur and you can ride me. How cool would that be?
I mean, you're big enough he could ride on your shoulders now, Murray.
Oh yeah, but I got to
A
figure out his name
backpack?
first. But his, her, I don't know. I'll ask. Okay,
Are
perfect.
you regretting inviting us to stay yet?
I'm just excited. It's a new place. It's new people. I mean, come on.
I'm making a
Just
joke.
because I'm over 200
Garvin's
years
just
old
looking
doesn't mean I'm
for-
gonna lose excitement. I mean, come on.
Garvin's looking for
Making a
some
joke.
place to sit.
Okay, there's here I'll give you a map of the actual chambers here. Hold on.
When 250 years old, you reach. So excited, you will be not.
If I reach 250,
Crap.
So, yeah, he's kind of led you into this large this side room there with the pillows on the floor, and he kind of sets you guys down there.
Yeah, I'm just kind of taking up a seat on one of the pillows then.
Now, if you want to wait here, we can have a meal prepared in no time. I can show you guys to your rooms, or I can have one of my servants actually do that. I'll take you up. They'll take you upstairs.
I mean, if you have the time, I'd love to pick your brain about the politics and the goings on of the city.
Dinner
I'm-
conversation.
Also, an anthropologist, just of the other variety, the people kind.
Of course.
An exchange of culture. Oh, this is great.
You know, Murray, when you say those specific words, I get a little nervous because culture means something different to you.
So-
Kinda, it grows.
Just if there's any items that you will need from me, please don't be afraid to ask. I do trade in magic items and lore, and if you find items I might have some value for them as well that I might be able to sell. You can always take them off your hands.
Well, anybody need anything? I think we bought it all
I mean,
before we
what do you
left.
have? I'm sure you got something I've never seen before.
That's
Eh,
very true.
I don't. I mean, mostly I dabble with scrolls and potions and things like that. Then I try and trade for other rarer items.
Yay.
Sir, I know that somewhat recently, there was a death curse and lots of undead and phylacteries. Do you have any information on any of that that I could perhaps peruse as part of my
Well, yeah,
knowledge
the whole reason
for
that
my-
we're here.
deity?
There's been all sorts of rumor, but nothing concrete has come out. The rumor was that the Great Lich Asarerak had created a machine, basically an organic machine that sucked the souls out of everybody within the area, and anybody who could normally who was brought back to life by the magical spells, typically they deteriorated and died themselves. I almost lost a good friend of mine, but a group of adventurers came in and stopped him and destroyed this. I think they called it the Soulmonger. I mean, that's been many years at this point, but the central lands of the jungle are still teeming with undead creatures of all sorts, and it's still
Seems
very
that must
dangerous.
go.
Sounds like a good time for you then, Siri. Get to get your workout in, eh?
I mean,
Cardio.
the undead aren't the only things. There are more dangerous dinosaurs and other creatures and many things that we don't even know about, as the jungles have not been fully explored.
Neat.
Get your spell scrolls if you don't mind.
And he's got a large collection, but it doesn't look like it's as thorough as you thought it would be. There's scrolls of 1st to 3rd level of all sorts.
But I'll just see if there's anything I might need.
Okay, so you can feel free to look through the spell list, and he can give you a price on what the cost for those are. But
It's gonna take me a second. Is there somebody
yeah,
else?
he's kind of he's talking about the I heard that the group of adventurers that did go and defeat Asararek had found a numerous number of phylacteries and had only been able to destroy a few of them. I'm not sure what they did. They never brought them back here, or if they did, they left them on their ship to be handled elsewhere. The rumors that they were only of his followers, of no consequence of him.
Well, I have a question, and I'll point this one. I'll sort of angle my face to between him and Sahiri, and like gesture back and forth. Now, what's the best way to smash one of these phylactery thingies?
Who are you asking that one again? To him?
To him, and like sort of gesturing to Sahiri as well, as if like if you know the answer, hell yeah.
Everything I've heard of such things, they're depending on the phylactery and how it's made. Some of them are simple as smashing. Some of them you can toss into lava or into fire and destroy. Some of them seem nigh indestructible, depending on how powerful the lich was.
I don't know. Can't have been that strong. He didn't kill us yet.
Who didn't kill you yet?
What?
I said, who didn't kill you yet?
Hold on, I'm bad at names. You need to understand. Where the hell was his name? This is a ways back. Kozos, the Scourge.
I've never heard of such a person.
Yeah, he's kind of new, and he's kind of very mad at us. And if I'm perfectly honest with you, I've kind of forgotten why. I know why he's mad at Sahiri.
I mean, does a lich
Although I
need a reason to
don't.
be pissed off at people? I mean, oh, you're alive.
Yeah, that's valid. Just we piss off so many people, I just lose track.
You seem to have quite angered quite a powerful being if you were angering a lich, although,
Yeah.
as I said, Asararek was no normal lich, and if he was able to create such a creature to literally remove the souls of people around him, and reverse the effects of raising the dead.
So I mean,
I mean,
hey,
to
as
be
long as he's
fair-
not that bad, we're coming out ahead, guys.
I mean, he's also not here, right? He's up our way. Like, he's way up. So,
Yeah, he's
you know,
not a
you don't have to
huge
worry
problem.
about another lich. It's just,
Well, I guess that depends on how far into the Undermountain he's made it. Never mind.
So is this what you're searching Samarak for?
Yeah. Also, some answers for Coco, because she's our friend. You know. So,
I have definitely never seen one of your kind before. You are quite curious. If you're able to find any information on your people, I would gladly collect it.
oh, don't you worry. I'll write it down.
I would look forward to that. But in the meantime, I believe it is just about dinner time. If you would like to head to the dining chambers.
Lead on, Macduff. It's
So
a
he'll-
reference. Never mind. Yes, let's go, please.
All right, so they lead you into a large room, which is he heads you straight through. So he takes you through the double doors, leading straight north into the house, and you see these grand staircases. You're in this large rotunda room, and there's two staircases that go up and around to the second level. And then at the end of the hall, there's another hallway, and then a double door straight ahead. He leads you straight into that, and he opens the door, and inside there are is a very large table and four basically sofa seats sitting around the table.
Dude, you have so much style. I tried to play it cool until now, but like, gods, your house is so cool.
Oh, you haven't even seen the sauna or the bath.
I mean, I could use a bath.
You all are my special guests, and if you would like to do so before your end of your evening, I will be glad to host the bathroom.
Well, I mean, who knows? We're going to the jungle or wherever. I don't know the next time I'll get a proper bath.
It
Who
will
knows
be
if
quite a
I've
while.
even had one.
Long time.
Yes, it will take quite some time before you probably have a proper bed or bath.
Mm.
But please sit, enjoy your meal. I will be sure the servants are here to take care of anything you need. I still have some business to conduct for this evening, and then I will see you for the rest of the evening.
Wonderful. Thank you for your hospitality.
Of course. So he takes off. The servants eventually come in. They bring in you get a wide assortment of foods. You get these fruit salads. You get an actual salad with it's not a fruit salad. It's a salad with different like fruits and nuts and berries and things on it. And it looks like it almost looks like tej is poured over as a dressing, but it's thicker. It doesn't quite have that same fermented honey smell, but you get this really sweet honey lemon smell coming off of it. Once that's through, they bring in this large steak, one gigantic cut of steak on this giant platter that takes up about half the table.
Flintstones. Holy crap.
That's really good.
So it's the servant looks up as I imagine you have never tried plesiosaur steak, but it is quite a delicacy here. I hope you enjoy.
Sweet. I
Garvin
cut
does not.
whatever we eat. I put some on the kids' plate first, and then mine.
I'm watching Pip. I want to see because
I'm also
I wanna
keeping
get a
him out of my booze.
I want to get a feel. Like you can tell a lot about how mistreated a kid is by how fast they eat.
Yeah.
And how greedily they are, how greedily hungry they are. So I'm eating normally, but I'm watching.
Yes,
Pip,
he is filling up very quickly.
Okay. Oh jeez, hey kid, take it easy, man. Don't want to give yourself a stomach ache, man.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind he'll wake up with a stomach ache.
I,
Nothing we can do about that.
I've,
Oh, yeah,
The
I've,
goal is more to keep it in his stomach. Yeah.
he's got this full mouth. He's going, I don't get to eat this stuff that often, so
Yeah,
better than scraps.
Enjoy it.
So
Hey, no, that's my wine glass. And just take that from him. Like, no, 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 no,
no,
no, no, no, no, no.
no, he has not been sneaking any wine. He's pretty much just been
Not that I noticed.
all right. So the meal kind of winds down. You guys, the plesiosaur steak is very fine, very tender. It just kind of almost it reminds you of a of the shark steaks that you guys had, but not as fillet.
Mhm.
Buttery.
Yeah, it's that buttery almost
Like
it's it,
fishy, almost.
but
flavor.
no, it's not. It's actually almost got like almost like chicken.
Okay.
So it's a really but it's cuts like steak and it looks like steak, but it's got this like buttery chicken flavor to it.
Huh.
Wild. We always do this. We always turn episodes into food porn.
So, but um
I'm getting hungry.
I know. I just ate dinner and I'm hungry again, damn it.
so uh you guys finish eating and you feel full. You guys basically have a nice large doggy bag for Pip to be able to bring back. And
Okay. Don't abuse our trust. Your friends don't need to know the entire layout of this really nice mansion.
Do
from
keep in
everything I
mind,
heard,
know your name and
you
where
can't get
live
into
now.
these successfully anyway, so that's fine.
Hmm,
I would
okay.
none of us would dare to rob from Merchant Prince.
Smart kids.
Good.
So, if you want to crash in one of our rooms, that's fine with me. But otherwise, we'll see you in the morning.
Where do you want me to meet?
The courtyard downstairs.
I'll wait outside when you're ready.
Just tell them you're here with us. They'll let you
No,
in. I think.
no, it's fine. When you're ready to go, I'll be waiting. Don't worry.
Okie dokie. Ooh, actually, Pip, can you do me one favor on your way back out?
Maybe.
There is a merchant who makes clothing. I'm sure you were casing us for at least, 5 minutes before you tried to steal from Sahiri. Did you see us stop with the clothing merchant?
I can get it from you in the morning, but
That's fine.
the Grand
That's
Sook's
that's
closed already. They close at
that's
sundown.
perfect. If you can get it for me in the morning, just so that we can be all set, that's
How's he gonna
well.
pay for it?
I mean,
We haven't gotten a price. We don't know how
that's
much.
a good point. You know what, Pip? Never mind. We'll get it on the way through.
Okay.
Have a good night.
Hey, Pip, I'm gonna make good berries. Here, take them. They don't look like much, but this is enough to fill your stomach for a day.
It's really
if,
cool.
If anyone you know can't partake of the food, just give them these. They'll be full.
Oh well, thank you. I'm sure they'll appreciate it.
They do only last a day.
That's fine. They'll probably eat it first thing in the morning if they make it through the night.
Don't eat more than one. Just trust me.
It's not a fun experience.
No.
Just both ends. Man.
Vomiting.
Just.
Stomach rupture. Yeah, just don't eat more than one.
Okay.
And on that horrifying note, night, Pip.
Good night. Thank you.
You're welcome, buddy.
And he just zips off into the evening. The evening is still warm, but it's definitely cooler without the sun out. It's not as oppressively hot as it had been, but it's still pretty warm. The servants take you into this large room. So you come out of the dining room and you head to your right, and they head you down the hall. And as you open up these doors, you see this large room. It's got a giant water basin in the middle, which can hold. It looks like, let's see how big is it. Looks like it can hold about 6 of you guys comfortably.
Good lord.
There are 3 basins off to the left, which have, although it's your right as you're coming in, looks like it's a kind of a almost cooler water station for like washing just your face, and your hands. But there's this giant, just bath in the middle.
Rinsing your
Excuse
hair
me.
and whatnot.
They point away to the north a little bit. There's a small door, and leading in, they're told, "This is the sauna. If you wish to partake in that."
Huh. I have no idea what this sauna is. I will definitely give it a shot.
Murray, no.
Why?
If you think it's hot out here, it's gonna get hotter in there.
If you need one of,
Oh.
I mean, if you need the masseuse to come in, they can come and give you a massage within the sauna as well. All you have to do is ask.
Do we have to leave, guys?
So you guys, as you're in here, you really are realizing the merchant princes have it really good.
Yeah, they live like kings while everybody else seems to be. I mean, we don't know 100% yet, but like, I'm getting a vibe.
You know,
So-
guys, I'm starting to get this feeling that these nobles aren't just your average noble. You know? Like, they pull a lot more weight. Because I've met some uppity pricks in my day, but,
Well, So, your average noble controls political power, right? And that's pretty much the extent of it. They can control a few contracts here and there, and they may
or
have
mummy and
some
daddy have a lot of money.
influence. Right, they may have some influence over money and how it is spent in a given city, but these guys are princes from the commerce perspective. They literally control the market. They
I
control
mean,
the money, which means
They
they
each have
control
own
the
sectors
city.
of economy, from what he said. That's what it sounded like.
Exactly. This is a well-oiled machine that I even if we wanted to break it, I don't think there's a chance. But I don't want to break it. Honestly, I think we could do some good here and certainly make out like bandits.
So
Huh.
you guys are in this bathhouse. Well, I don't want to call it a bathroom because that just sounds off, but a bathing room. There we go.
It's a Japanese onsen, giant pool.
Or like the Roman baths.
Cool. I mean, Murray strips buck ass naked, holds his staff, taps it twice, boom, boom, casts speak with animals, sits in the bath, and then has a chat with his monkey.
Garvin casts control water to make the water opaque because Garvin doesn't want to look at Murray's naked butt as he's getting in.
It's nothing we haven't seen
Himself.
before. I'm gonna do
Hey,
sauna
good looking out.
massage back here. So I'll see you guys in a bit.
So, Adrian, you go into the sauna, and normally in a sauna, you see there's usually a charcoal burner or hot stones, or something like that. You don't see any of that, but you can feel the heat in the room.
I need to Arcana check this room.
And it wasn't like, and it's different because normally you get that growing temperature, like somebody had been in there. It looks like it's been that temperature, like that's just the room temperature.
That's not a good enough roll.
Nope.
Hold, please. That's an ability
Oh, yeah.
check. So I'm gonna spend a sorcery point and use magical guidance. And do it again. That's worse. Alright, I quit.
You have no idea how you do it, but it's whatever it is. It's impressive. You
The
cannot
masseuse
figure
walks
out for the
in
life
as
of you.
I'm like peering at the corners and whatnot. And I'm like, hi. It was awkward.
So
Well, when I do come back out into the bath, yo, Govin, there's no burner in there. I don't know how it works. Maybe whenever, just figure it out. That's fucking cool.
So
Garvin
That's
shrugs.
it.
He's enjoying his bath.
okay.
Yeah.
So you guys enjoy the bath. You feel clean. You feel refreshed. You feel full after a nice large meal. Eventually the servants come in. It's like, whenever you're ready, I'd show you to your rooms. And they lead you to down to the other side of the hallway. From where the bathing room is, completely down the other side. There's a hallway that kind of curls around behind the stairwell, and it leads you into another. It's got like a common area, and then there's 4 king size beds in 2 different rooms in this area.
A bed that even Murray fits in.
There's another doorway that kind of goes to the south that kind of takes it out, and there's a garden out there. It's got a well, all sorts of different exotic plants and trees that they're not familiar. You definitely have not seen them except here.
Well, gosh, looks like we're bunking together again.
I mean, honestly, I might sleep outside. This garden's kind of nice.
I don't think you're gonna sleep.
And
Probably not.
it is an open air garden, so there's no roof. This is outside. It's just fenced.
You know, I hadn't been able to sleep in nights or days of whatever.
Yeah, I've noticed. Got the
It
bags
doesn't-
under your eyes, kid.
Not really. I mean, I feel rested. Kind of like grabs at his eyes. Get so much done at night.
Interesting.
I mean, at first I used to get tired. Now I'm just kind of used to it.
Now, has this been since you well, leveled up, as it were, turned into a better being?
I mean, I guess maybe it's just part of being elvish. Although
Nah, dude, I sleep like a fucking rock.
Garvin shrugs.
Well, as long as you're not concerned, I'm not overly concerned. Just a
Not
bit.
really. I mean, look, I got so much time to copy spells into my books and study new ones and read other things, and I keep myself busy.
Wow. Okay. Well, just don't die.
By the way, if you notice there's some catalog thumbnails in your journal and stuff to make it easy for you to find things, I was bored the other night.
That makes so much sense now.
So it's the night's quiet. You hear, you do hear, animals flying around, things like that. But for the most part, the city itself is quieted down. There's definitely not a lot going on. It seems like everything does seem to. You see some lights in the city itself, as people are still kind of doing things, but for the most part, it's quiet, peaceful. So you should be good to kind of rest and get some sleep. Is there anything you guys wanted to do in the evening, or just go straight to the next day?
No, just write another chapter about the cool city.
Hey, Adrian.
Sorry, dictate another chapter.
So I had a chat with my monkey. He told me his name. Let's just call him Stormy. Because I don't think Stormageddon Dark Lord of all is exactly something that we should be saying out loud.
I think we should get it embroidered on a little jacket.
He's complicated, man. Like, he's got some opinions.
On?
Politics. Let's just say that I'm not going to be awakening him, because He's got opinions.
Like capital, oh
Yeah.
my god, opinions.
Um, if he throws poop at people, they deserved it, I guess.
Got it.
Yeah.
Just gonna do
Okay.
that to him. Stormy?
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, Stormy. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm doing the like eye thing to him, like, hey, we're good.
Yeah. He claims he's okay with you guys.
Well, that's good. We're okay with him.
You know, just don't fuck him over and he won't cut your throats in your sleep. That's a joke. Don't worry about it.
Wow, suddenly so happy Garvin doesn't sleep.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I don't know.
Eh,
All right. So,
nah.
heading into the night, I think we're gonna take our break here, guys. So we'll take a quick 5-minute break. Get ourselves settled, use the bathroom, get drinks, do what we need to do, come back, and we'll finish up and see what happens with the next day. So hang tight. We'll be back in just a bit. Thanks, guys. Welcome back, everybody. We are. It is now morning, so it is again very, very bright outside for the morning, and very warm as you guys kind of wake up. Um, you're not sweating, but you definitely can feel that sense of heat coming from outside. It's a little cooler being inside the buildings, as they do have some ways of cooling things down magically. But for the most part, you can feel it. But you guys find that inside the room, in the common room, there is coffee and some different breakfasts, like danishes and pastries, all set out and ready for you guys as you wake up in the morning.
Just like one of each.
There are also some assorted fruits. Again, some very sweet fruits. Which one of them you actually have heard of, but you've never really been able to see them. They're called pembalons. It's almost like it's a melon, but it's almost like a mix of a honeydew and a cantaloupe.
Interesting.
They're very meaty, kind of. If that's the best descriptor I can give for it's a thicker type of melon. But you're
Pick
able
up a
to,
slice and I'll hand it to Stormageddon.
and he just goes, and you see him.
Yeah, okay.
So he seems rather happy with that. And you guys see the sun it's not been up for very long, but it is very, very bright. Coming up over the trees in through the city. What do you guys do?
Oh God. Hey guys, I got up real early. Holy crap! This place is noisy.
Mm-hmm.
There's noises that I have no idea what they are, and I kind of want to go and find out.
So, as much fun as that sounds, we shouldn't get lost, is all. If we establish a place and a time at which we should meet, fuck it, go wild. Just don't get us in trouble. Right? Yeah? Group? Input? Anybody?
Well, I mean, we got dino races, and we got to meet Pip, so.
Yeah, but I mean,
Have
Just-
you tried the coffee? This is amazing.
Whatever the
is it showing?
whatever the blend is of these coffee beans that they're used to make their coffee, it's very strong. But you
Almost
feel,
spicy.
yeah, there's a little hint to it. But it's
I'm gonna-
definitely tasty. You guys also find a map of the city and given to you. Oops, wrong spot. That's not gonna help you guys. Doop. So as I said with the city map, north is east on the map, just facing the left. So when you look at the map, that's north. Because you guys are technically, as far as Cholt is concerned, there's a little bay area that's at the northern part of the.
It's just it makes sense in this orientation. Yeah, I got you.
So, yeah, you guys are up. Is anybody leaving out of the room, or are you guys still staying in the room as of right now?
Wait, the coffee and stuff was in the room?
It's so you guys had the bedrooms, and there's a common room that you guys were in,
Right.
and then that has a room that also goes out into the courtyard with the garden, and then there's the door out that led it back into the hallway.
I'm
Sorry,
gonna
Garvin.
go to the garden.
Okay.
I don't
So
think Garvin's going anywhere. He's probably just gonna wait till the dinosaur races.
how long until the dinosaur races? He said 8 bells. Do we know how many bells it's been?
Right about that point, you hear bells ring around the city, and it bongs 7 times.
Okay, so got about an hour. Is what Coco assumes.
I would like to go find the chef and have him teach me some of his recipes. Not just write them down. I want to.
All right, you
I want
go
him
and
to
try to
understand
find
that,
him,
like, I care.
and it looks like there's nothing going on in the kitchen this morning. It doesn't look like there's anything being prepared. Looks like anything that was done has already been prepared and brought into you guys.
Man.
As you come out, one of the servants says, can I help you, Master Edrin?
Yeah, I just want to learn some cool recipes. You guys have tons and tons of ingredients that we don't have back on the Sword Coast.
Well,
I guess this is technically still the Sword.
at
Is
this
it?
time of the morning, the chef is usually out gathering ingredients for the rest of the meals for the day.
Where does he do that?
Within the Grand Stuk.
Okay. Ask a stupid question. Yeah. Well, thanks.
Master Otamu does not like people going into the Red Bazaar. He doesn't feel that the quality of the food there is good enough for his tastes.
Ah. Fancy man. Well, as if I couldn't already tell. Yeah, thanks. Have a good day. Ooh, actually, um, if we're here when the chef goes to cook a meal, I don't care which one. Can you get me? And can he teach me? I just really want to. It sounds ridiculous. I know.
I will gladly ask on your behalf, but it'll be up to him to make that decision.
Yeah, no, I know it sounds ridiculous, but I just really love to cook, and you know.
As I said, I will not speak for him. That is not my place.
Yep, I know. Thanks. I'm gonna go be awkward with my friends now. Instead of over here. As I like wander away, just like okay,
So as you're heading back out of the kitchen area and heading back into the main area, you see Wakanga come out of looks like a study. So, my friends, you are awake. How did you sleep? I hope well.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything I can get for you today? You have any questions, or I think I can give you a good location to have a good view of the races if you are interested.
So I'm gonna give you, let's call it life advice. With this group, never ask if we have any questions because the answer is yes. Always.
Well,
About anything we can think of, we have questions. You need
I'm
to
meaning
give us direction, or
more
we will be
questions
here
of
all
things
day.
I can answer, not necessarily.
No, I know. I'm just being silly. I like
never
it
seen
here. It's
races.
What was that?
I want to see the races.
Well, it just so happens that there's a bridge that we have constructed that a little more sturdy than the rest, and it has a great view that overlooks an entire stretch of the entire race. Just keep in mind, the race is around the entire city, so you're not going to be able to watch the entire thing, just parts of it.
Well, I look at Murray. I bet we probably could.
Yeah, I kind of don't want to try, frankly, because
Fair enough.
Let's
No,
not
I don't.
spoil a good thing, you know. I mean, half of the happiness is in the waiting, you know.
I don't blame you. I'm just saying, technically, we probably could. Not that we
Oh
should.
yeah, I totally could.
Yeah. Cool. As long as you're not going to try to sell me this bridge, let's go.
No, I have no intention of selling a bridge, but it's the bridge that goes between our ward, where the villas are, and
Wow,
the Temple of Savras.
Guys, is my sense of humor this bad at home too? Do you know what? Don't answer that.
Well, we got like one more bell to wait. Is the clothing place open so I can finally take off these sweaty friggin' water deep clothes?
Yep,
Of course, the
let's go
Grand
do
Sook
that.
opens at sunrise and closes at sunset.
Okay,
Sweet.
because we ordered some custom tailored clothes. Because no offense, but God, it's hot.
Oh, please, allow me to send one of my servants down to get that for you.
Oh no, we like
haven't paid for it, and
exploring.
we don't know how much it is.
Consider it a gift.
But we like exploring. It is a very exciting market, and I would like to just
I
have a
just,
look around, immerse myself.
I'll
I,
be fine here. I got things to do. I'll wait.
Yeah, you can chill.
Let's live the high life, man. It's Miller
s-
time.
trust me, the streets are about to be filled with lots of people, and other places are going to be completely empty as the races do happen around a large circuit of the city, and there's not going to be much foot traffic available.
Oh,
Oh, so this is like a major event.
Yes, this is involving the entire city. So, I don't have anything to draw, but it goes. There's if you kind of look at the map of the city, it's the entire
the main
outer
thoroughfare.
its entire outer rim of the city, and then it kind of doubles back on itself before going back around. So it is a large pathway around, and it does involve the entire town.
So to save me grilling you all of the during the race, what are the names? Is it all the same type of animal in the dinosaur race, or is it different? And
Oh
what are
no!
their names? What are they called?
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. There are 9 racers generally within the race.
Okay.
There's Big Honker. He is a young Tyrannosaurus Rex.
I'm sorry, what's his name?
Big Honker.
I just wanted to make sure I heard you right. Okay, go on.
There's a young Triceratops named Ubtal's favorite. He's been on a
Huh?
bit of a streak. There's a Hadrosaurus. His name is Banana Candy. There's a young Allosaurus who has been named Bone Cruncher.
Okay,
Um,
there has to be
More
one
probably.
edge lord.
there's a an Ankylosaurus. And his name is Grung Stomper. I'm sure you can imagine what that means. Um,
Grungs are those tiny frog people, right?
yes, they are.
Wait,
Um,
there's frog people.
Yeah.
Yes, the
Oh,
Grungs. Be very wary; they're very poisonous. Um,
okay.
there is a another young Tyrannosaurus Rex, and his name is Scarback, and I believe this is his last race, as he's going to be retired. Um,
Oh,
there's another Allosaurus, and his name is I never understood why they named him this, but he's called Nasty Boy.
BOI.
Yeah, no, BOY.
I have a
Um,
question. What does it
okay.
mean when a dinosaur is retired?
He
Do they just go
is
out to pasture and kind of chill?
usually they're released back
Or do
into
they-
the forest, into the
Okay.
jungle.
I thought
Cool.
they used their feet to make glue or something like that.
Now that you've okay,
There's a Deinonychus named Jungle Princess, and then there's the older Dimetrodon named Mountain Thunder. I think who's also getting up there in years.
how long do they race for usually?
It depends on how hard they work and if they survive the race.
Sweat.
So just from a naturalist standpoint, survive the race. Is that because some are herbivore and some are carnivore? Or is it because it's really dangerous and then,
I think the answer to your question is yes.
oh,
That's not great,
oh,
is it?
oh.
What was the candied one? What was that name?
Banana candy.
But
I
banana
I think we
candy.
should bet on that one. That's the one that's
Yeah.
gonna win.
Yeah, I agreed. Is there gambling?
Yes, there is.
Can you help us gamble? Can you facilitate us spending a ridiculous amount of money? Is what
Okay.
I mean to ask.
Hello, Desert Daddy. Can you help us spend our money?
I don't want to go have to find a bookie and figure out the whole. I don't want to navigate.
putting-
Shut up, Murray. I'm asking
I'm
him.
Garvin's got 15 platinum in hand. He's like, all right, this is my bet for banana candy.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Wait, how much did you put in?
Storm,
15 platinum for banana candy.
Wow.
Stormageddon agrees. Banana candy.
Oh yeah, no, it's. I mean, at this point, we're all just putting money into a collective pot to see what happens.
Watch him be the underdog at like 75,000 to 1.
Yeah,
Okay,
what are the
all right.
odds?
They're different depending on each one. So, you'd have to potentially go down into the, it's not even the Grand Sook. This would be back down to Tariki Anchorage to find it. But there's not a lot of time to really do that. So,
Nah, I'm good.
Servants.
I'm betting on banana candy. Look, just that's
I
it.
like it. It's
I
a
like
good
banana
play.
candy. To be
Now-
fair, it jives with our group. It really, really does.
It's
Now,
the
It's a
odd
before
banana.
we remind me which one is banana candy,
banana candy is the Hadrosaurus.
Hadrosaurus, and can you draw one of those for me for a second?
Yes,
I don't know what
I'm okay with this.
Monster manual. Monster manual.
I don't.
I'm actually really okay with this.
I think it actually is the monster manual.
Yeah, I think it is too.
Do I have a monster manual?
I got it.
Manual.
I got it. I don't got it. There's no
I'm mad at
picture.
myself. I got
You
all of
son
the
of a-
others. Oh, Ruth has the monster manual.
Yes, there we
That's
go.
why.
That's a Hadrosaurus. They
Perfect.
I mean, banana candy. Name makes sense.
Yeah, it really does.
Well,
Although,
I don't have a monster
there we
manual.
go.
Candy.
We should have a monster manual.
Candy is the confusing part. No, I won't ask. Cool.
It looks
thank
like they
you.
got a banana on their head though.
So I do have one last minor question.
Okay.
What are the rules surrounding this event?
It's pretty simple. The first of the riders to cross their dinosaur across the finish line wins.
And is that like the express written set of rules? The first one across the line wins. Are there rules and extensions and regulations and am I
All
gonna get
the
in
animals-
trouble if-
All of the animals are muzzled and they have their claws and horns worn down so they can't do as little damage as possible.
Okay. Seems good.
But the whole goal is to make it to the end. It's very, very dangerous. They're moving at high speeds and typically spectators don't get injured, but the riders and the dinosaurs absolutely can.
Cool. Thanks. And where are we on the track?
You will be on your map. So the Grand Sook, as I said, is that little Y-looking thing on the map. Kind of in the middle. There's a small enclosed building with like a golden top and a red roof with a gold top on top. That's the Princess Villa.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a bridge that goes to the other side, and you guys are going to be on that bridge
From
from the
middle
Merchant's
to-
Villa. Yeah, to the area that's like greener, and there's a bluer green
to
building.
the north. Okay.
Yeah. So there's a bridge right there. Goes to
And
like towards.
where does it start?
It starts up at the edge of the D in Merchant's Ward.
Wow, we're like right at the beginning and the
Uh,
end.
yes, and it ends right there as well. So you'll have a good view of seeing that from that angle.
Yeah, view. That's uh-huh.
So, as you guys are kind of finishing up, the servant comes back, and he has your clothes.
Thanks.
So-
How much was it?
Don't worry about it. I told you I've handled it.
I know, but businessmen run tabs. So how much was it?
There is no tab. It is on.
I will.
It is my treat. Do not worry about the cost.
Okay.
So he gives you each take your outfits, and you see their range of different colors. They're very, very bright. They're very vibrant, but the most of all, they're very light. The material's very thin, but not see through. But you feel covered, but you feel enough of a breeze kind of moving through that it keeps you cool. You're not like profusely sweating in your armor. Now, this is not going to protect you very well. So, if you have armor, this is not armor.
LOL sucks to be you guys. Murray, you're silent. I don't know what's happened to you.
Garvin packs his in his bag of holding for now.
There's an evil wizard trying to cast spells on me. Yeah, I haven't put my breastplate on this entire time because it's so goddamn hot. So yeah.
This is the first time Adrian puts on a shirt all day.
I'm sure the rest of the
Or
party too.
disappears into a
I'm just in
corner and
clothes,
strips and.
so
So,
Oh my god, you guys! It's so flowy. Look at this. Woo!
Oh, that's a good color on you.
It really is. Stormageddon agrees.
Mm-hmm.
High five.
It's a nice contrast between your
Yeah.
your skin tones.
We'll work on that.
okay. So, you guys eventually finish getting dressed, getting ready, and Wakanga leads you guys out of the merchant's villa and into onto the bridge. Now, at the bridge, he has got it completely closed off. There's a number of other um groups there as well. Based on the entourage, you probably think there's some of the other merchant princes as well to watch. They kind of have these covered sections of the bridge taken care of to where you guys are not going to be in the sun, but you have a great view of the of the of the starting line and coming from behind, coming around and seeing around the finish line. So you guys have a good view of a lot of the action. You'll see everybody start off, and you'll see the pretty much the prime finishers as they're coming around the bend to see who's kind of in the lead. So, Garvin, since you're the one who betted, made a bet, I want you to roll me a d4, and we'll deal with that when it comes around. But okay, all right. So you see all these dinosaurs kind of getting all up and ready and set up at their at the line. You see different sized riders getting on each of them. All of them are wearing these elaborate harnesses and saddles. Kind of, they're very special saddles because the dinosaurs are different angles and things. You can see the carnivores. They have these large muzzles on, but you can see their teeth have been somewhat dulled and worn down, and their claws are just about nubs. So if they were to do anything to the other rider, probably not going to do too much. They're also pretty well behaved. You don't see them really going after each other. You do see some wounds on some of them. You see some cuts on some of their legs. You see some scratch marks along some of their bodies. But they all are all prepping and readying.
Wakanga, do they get those scratches mostly from each other or the riders, or is that just sort of running into buildings and such?
Once again, the answer to that question is yes.
Okay, so it's just kind of just general calamity.
There are some obstacles in some of the parts of the race to give a little bit more of a competitive entertainment, so to speak. Um,
And
water
trannies.
water traps, jumping boards. There's things for the riders as well. There's logs that are dropped down. There's all sorts of different things that could potentially cause the riders to have trouble. But
Is there a means
Is
of scrying to see some of those things from where we are?
there are a couple of traps already set up along this route, so you'll be able to see them. There's you can see ahead of you. There is a water pit kind of dug out and ahead, so you guys have a nice view of that right at the beginning. Um, and then behind you, you can see that there's two jumps going along the pathway that leads back into the market ward for the final stretch.
So it's
Okay.
like
Um,
parkour, but with dinosaurs and way more violent.
Yeah.
Mario creator.
Oh
Sorry.
God.
Of all the dinosaurs, they're so pretty. Which one would you say is more dangerous to see in the wild?
Out of all of these, the Tyrannosaurus Rex by far.
I
Sorry,
assume that's
could
the
you
big one.
point out which one? Sorry, the names are new.
So he points and says, "That's Big Honker over there." And he
Oh, yeah, that's a big hunker. Okay, I get it. That's
Um,
literal.
He's got a big one.
and then you can there's Scarback as the other one. He's another one. I'd say a close second would be the Allosaurus, like just Bone Cruncher or Nasty Boy. They're pretty rough too. And you see
Huh.
they're smaller versions, almost similar to a Tyrannosaurus, but not as big.
They
Yeah,
got
3 fingers instead of
weird
2. Murray is making a
spiky
mental note.
eyebrows.
Like,
Yes.
Murray's spending this entire race focusing on the T Rex. Basically, like, he just wants to watch the T Rex the entire race that he can. Because we're going in the jungle!
I'd like to ride it. I'd like to ride one of those. So yeah, you.
Now I'm curious. What is that CR?
It's above me. It's a CR. It's just like CR4, CR5. I can turn into like
8.
a pteranodon. I can turn into banana hammock.
Yeah,
But that's
Tyrannosaurus Rex
Name
is
is
a
Banana
CR8.
Candy.
Banana candy. Yeah.
He's not
But
having.
here's the thing. But here's the thing, though. I've seen it polymorph. I can polymorph someone into it.
That's
having
true.
seen it, I just can't turn into it because my max is a CR1.
Correct.
No, this is very much a survival thing. Murray needs to know what we're walking into.
Okay.
All right, so you guys are watching the no holds barred race, which includes all the different ones. Normally, there's a 4-legged race and a 2-legged beast race. You guys are getting to watch the big ones, with all of them together.
Out carnage, crazy
Yep.
chaos.
It's Sunday.
So, you hear a large horn barreled, and the crowd cheers. You hear almost the entire city erupt in expectation of this race beginning. And you hear a loud pop, and the dinosaurs start taking off. You see the the young Triceratops, Ubtal's favorite, take this crazy lead. He quickly runs and he manages to somehow jump over the water trap. You see a couple of the other ones, Jungle Princess and Nasty Boy, don't quite make the leap and kind of trip and fall, or riders slide off the beast as it tries to claw its way back out of the water. They get back up, but they're now trailing way behind as the rest of them kind of made their way over. Eventually, you kind of get out of sight, but you hear cheering of people, and almost in a wave as the people see the dinosaurs come through. Another about minute passes, and you start hearing the cheering starting to get closer and closer. It seems like the dinosaurs are making their way around. You've heard some loud groans as you hear possibly another couple of dinosaurs have gone down to one of the traps, or one of the riders have gone down. Eventually, as it's coming around the final bend, you have these last two jumps. You see Ubtal's favorite still there. Big Honker has caught up just behind him, and just behind that, you see Banana Candy kind of keeping pace with him.
Go, banana hammock.
You guys are watching this, and eventually they get to these jumps. Ubtal's favorite, for whatever reason, doesn't jump. He barrels straight through it, but trips over the wood and actually falls down to the ground, leaving Big Honker and Banana Candy falling behind, or taking a quick lead over Ubtal's favorite. At the last bend, you see a last second push as Banana Candy finally catches up and passes Big Honker and crosses the finish line to the cheers of everybody in the crowd.
Murray has not broken his gaze from the T-Rex. Like, he's watching. Losing
I've
or
been-
not, he's watching.
I've been standing elbows on the railing or banister or what have you, so that I could quietly just sort of like flick my fingers if I needed to make crazy shit happen. I just look back at him like, yeah, all right.
That's why I had him
He
roll.
seemed like the obvious choice.
So it turns
I
out
didn't
that
know what they were.
Big Honker was a 7-1 odds. Ubtal's favorite was 5-1. Banana Candy was a 3-1 odds.
It's all right.
I mean, that's still 15.
Well, no, it's
45 plat.
it's he gets his money back and then a third of that back because it's
Yeah.
So you put in 15 platinum, you said?
Yep.
So you'll get 20 total platinum as your return on investment there. So you get an extra 5 platinum out of that. That's
That's not nothing.
Nope.
I mean, that's
So-
like 2 years' salary for an average person.
If not, like, more.
So the crowd's cheering and the rider on top of
Guys, this is super cool.
No, but you see, the arms are really small, but the gate is really wide. Are these juveniles, adolescent, adult? Like, is this as big as they get? Or-
These are
Well, that
all
one's about to retire, so he's an adult.
they're all young though. They're all juvenile. They don't
Oh.
keep them until they get older. So even the ones that are older, with the exception of the Dimetrodon, Mountain Thunder, they're still pretty young.
Yeah, they're just T-Rexes getting huge.
Yeah, they get big.
Sir, how? A really big one. What are we talking? Like 15 feet.
I think they're listed as huge.
I mean, it's like 6 feet to the knee, basically. Outside knowledge.
I'm just saying how they describe them in the book here. They're huge. So they're 15 feet long. They're probably about 15 feet high.
Okay.
But they have massive jaws, and they can bite you. They can whap you with their tail. They're not something that you want to get caught unaware, and they're sneakier than you'd think they would be.
Big old stumpy feet.
And they're fast.
I mean, yeah, it's 15 fucking feet tall. Got legs for literally a year.
But little arms and a big head.
Yeah.
Yeah, little arms.
So Wakanga says, "Ha! So I hope you enjoyed your first dinosaur race. We only have the big ones once a week, or once a 10 days. So it's a little harder to get to see them. You all picked the perfect time of arriving.
You do this every 10 days?
For the large ones, yes.
All right, guys. I'll see you never. I'm gonna move here. I'm kidding. I'm mostly.
The smaller 4-legged and 2-legged races that are individual, those are usually every other 10 day, but they're not as drawing as the no holds barred race.
Yeah. How many people die doing this?
We don't
A
get
year.
a year. If you're good, you can survive an entire career and retire off of it. But
Well, yeah, but on average, what's your death total a year for a sport like this?
I don't know. The worst one I could think of on record was we lost 15 riders in one
In
year.
one go?
Well, I think we've figured out some safety standards to bring those numbers down. But yeah, that was before the dulling down of their talons and muzzling of their teeth.
Oh yeah, that'll do it. Yike. Whoever invented that rule is has some common sense. So this was cool. Thanks for the new duds. Claude, I owe you a favor.
As you guys are kind of getting to head back towards the town, you hear.
So that sounds not so good, Wakangu.
That sounds
You
like a
hear. No, it's not. That's a terrible sound.
That sounded much more reptilian than a bear.
And you hear screaming coming from the gate in the southeast, outside towards the old city.
Yeah, like I said, that sounded not so good, yeah?
Nope, something's coming. Quick, if you can do anything, go out to the entrance of the city and help if you can.
If we can do anything. This guy, come on.
Oh yeah, I'm Garvin's already kind of like hopping up, getting ready.
Yeah, we're just like rolling shoulders, cracking necks, like, all right, let's get to it.
It's adventure time.
Yeah, exactly. This is what we do best.
Okay, so you guys,
Coco's
guys-
looking around is like,
Fancy boy.
okay, well, I guess if Garvin and Adrian are going,
okay, so as you guys, what?
How far?
You
The
guys,
Lord, how far?
he kind of points and you can see the gates from where you guys are at the end of the bridge. So you just have to go out of the villa and it's right, the gate entrance right there.
Who wants a ride? Give me space. And Murray backs up where he thinks he's got space, and then he's gonna wild shape into a giant eagle.
Bet we each get a talon. We're not very large.
I take Stormageddon. Be good. And I put him on the ground. And actually no, I hand him to the prince. Like, would you mind?
Sure.
This is
There you
Stormy.
go.
Stormy, this is.
Yeah, it's Stormageddon.
Tom.
Don't ask. And then a giant eagle.
I think I just talked to a monkey.
Okay.
And then I lower my neck.
All right, Coco.
One of us
All right.
can hop on. 2 in talons and Coco can fly. That's the whole crew right there.
Yep.
Flying.
Okay. So
Oh.
you guys fly down, and I'm gonna change this music because this is not gonna fit this.
Oh man.
Where is my combat music? Not where I want it, but this will work. All right, so you guys fly down, and you see at the edge of the gate, there's a giant creature, or not giant, it's a huge creature. It from the distance you're at it, it looks like it's the shape. It looks like it's a Tyrannosaurus. Larger than the ones you guys saw. There's other stuff, kind of another creatures kind of walking around it, attacking people on the outside of the town in the old city. As you guys get closer, you notice the Tyrannosaurus is actually you see skin has started to decay and is falling off of its body. Same with the creatures that are walking towards and attacking the people.
uh-oh.
All right, who's on my back? Coco?
No, Coco
That
flew.
would probably
like,
be
it's-
Sahiri, and then you probably get
Yeah.
Garvin
Okay.
and Adrin in your talons.
Just
All right,
like
so everybody's there.
hanging on.
Okay. So basically, my plan Well, I mean, I'll just say it. I'm just gonna slow circle just out of reach until someone tells me to put them down. I'm just slow circling so you guys can spell snipe.
Okay.
So
I
yeah,
have
like
subtle spell.
I set
I don't even
myself
need
up
my
in
hands.
like an orbit just out of reach kind of thing.
I mean, I assume he could have our shoulders where my arms would be free. So,
I have subtle spell. I don't even need my hands. Technically.
Okay. All right. Well, everybody roll me initiative.
Well, alrighty then.
Sniper platform bird.
Yeah, man.
Go.
You're like a what was that bird in Ark?
Oh, the yeah, I know what you're talking
The
about.
Quetz.
Yeah,
You're like
the Quetz,
you're like the
Quetzalcoatl,
Quetz.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like the size of an RG, but like you're acting like a Quetz.
That actually,
No, I'm bigger than an RG. I'm the size of a Quetz.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Jen Eagles are
Coco,
bigger.
you are up first. You're kind of being held in the talons of
Well,
Well,
he's
she's flying
flying
around.
Oh no, you're flying around. You're flying with them. That's right. So you see this
She got them
Tyrannosaurus, and then there's 6 other humanoid-looking creatures, but they also look like they're decayed and rotting as well. Going after people in the town.
is anything else in anything or anyone else engaging with it?
No, you guys have actually
As in
beaten